One of the things that I don't like about the fitness industry is that when people try and use scare tactics, and it doesn't just go for the fitness industry, it goes for, lots of different things. When, people try and, kind of take the worst case scenario and then, try and scare you into getting motivated to take action. But when it comes to our health, when it comes to improving our health, when it comes to just living a full life, sometimes we have to look at the worst case scenario. I'm sure I know I have, I know many people I know have lost a family member way before we hoped that they would have gone, right? They had a lot of life left in them, but maybe they didn't take care of themselves. Maybe they struggled with they had, some health complications and stuff. And a lot of it could have been prevented. And so I want you to imagine for a second that, your dad passed away about 30 years too soon. He passed away when he was 60. He never really made time for exercise. He wanted to kind of push it down the road a little bit. And he ended up having, you know, quite a few, hospital stays because his heart wasn't functioning properly. And one day, unfortunately, he passed away from a heart attack. And when I say to picture this, unfortunately, this is a very real situation for a lot of people. I've had lots of calls over the years where people told me, their dad struggled with something, their uncle struggled with something, their grandpa struggled with something, their mom's currently going through something, and they're afraid that if they don't do anything about it, that they're going to struggle with it too. And a lot of us, we do what we're supposed to. We do what we're told we're supposed to, where we go to school, maybe we go to college, we get a job, we start saving for retirement. But if we don't take care of ourselves, if we don't invest in our health like we do our retirement, then one, we're not going to be able to enjoy retirement. And two, maybe a more extreme case, but definitely very real, it's a possibility, is that you won't even make it to retirement. I've had multiple family members who have passed away around the age of 60. And if the average retirement age is 65 and the average life span right now is somewhere around like 73, if you're over 40 and you're not working out regularly and you've got some health issues, again, I'm not trying to scare you, but the clock is ticking. It's not something you can continue to push off. Your kids are only young for so long and we want to make the most of it while they're young, and so we can, obviously make memories with them, but we want to make sure that we're giving them a great example to look up to as well. If our kids only, are in our house for 18 years and they're already 7, 8, 9, 10, they're already in our house maybe for almost half the time they ever will be. And that impact of, to be able, leave an impression, a positive impression on their life is very, very small. And so we don't have much time as dads to help them. Obviously, when they're out of the house, we can still teach them things, but the things they learn while they're under our roof are incredibly important, and it makes a huge difference. It creates this foundation for them that they can continue to build off of. And our job is to help make sure that they have the best foundation possible so that they can thrive and they're like, we're not meant to just go through life, just struggling all the time. There's so much more out there for us that we can accomplish. And it starts with taking care of ourselves. And again, one of the things I hear the most from dads, whether I work with them or I book an assessment call with them and we just spend, 30, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour with each other, is that they feel like they don't have time. And what you're saying in that when you don't have time to take care of yourself is you're saying that everybody around you, your family, your spouse, your kids, your coworkers, your friends, they all get to experience a lesser version of yourself. And that can easily be improved simply by, waking up a little bit earlier. And I know you're tired. I know you've got a lot going on. If you got young kids, it's hard. I get that. If you're working maybe a double shift, I know it's hard. But you've got to take care of yourself. You got to prioritize. If you don't have time to go to the gym right now, make sure you're getting enough movement in. Make sure you're getting some body weight workouts in. You're going to eat at least 3 times every single day. Learning the proper basics of fundamental nutrition is incredibly important. You're going to be eating, and so the good thing is that you eat all the time, and so you have tons and tons of chances in order to practice it. But you have to start taking care of yourself. It's going to help yourself, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally. That is the foundation. And it's going to start to bleed over into every area of your life. You're trying to run a business, the better you take care of yourself, the more your business is going to thrive. You're trying to improve your spiritual life, you're trying to improve your walk with God. When you start getting up earlier, you start going to bed earlier, you start eating better, you start sleeping better, you start feeling better because you're taking care of yourself, that's going to improve too. You're going to be much more regulated with your emotions. You're going to be just a better dad overall. You'll be a better husband. You'll be more productive at work. But we focus so much on the retirement, on looking towards the future, but we are living right now. And if we don't focus on what we can do right now, we may not make it to retirement.